Well,
Hello there.
well. If I can, hang on, Soma, I have questions for you. But first, we're watching Star Trek. But in the meantime, I'm gonna just do some StarCraft in the 5 minutes. I'm gonna try to beat the first mission.
You
Okay,
do each time.
Soma, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Why are you a bad person?
What do you mean? I just wasn't here last week.
No, because I see your Steam achievements you've been getting recently.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you have one that says "Embrace the Urge," my dude?
Because I'm playing the evil playthrough.
That's
of
messed up.
The very evil Dark Urge playthrough. Yes, that was
You can count on
that
me.
was the whole thing.
Raiders roll.
I'm lying about having done
Sounds
it.
like a plan. Keep your intervals wide, your eyes open, and your asses
So
covered.
Tahira
Let's
is
move.
currently in my camp,
Raiders
none the
roll.
wiser. And I'm going to be even more evil with her later on.
Like a plan.
Yeah,
Raiders
when I did
roll. Sell
the
me. What's the
Embrace
plan?
run,
Time to man up.
I might have gone a little too murder.
What's
Chihiro
the
didn't
plan?
survive.
You can count on me.
But I would want to
Sounds like
present
a
her
plan.
too well, because that's a fun
Break
scene.
it down. Time to man up.
I kind of accidentally
Raiders roll.
turned into a murder hobo in mine. Like, I
getting
didn't
mighty
mean
tired
to
of
massacre
seeing
the
Meg's
Grove
face.
immediately, it just kind of happened.
Oh yeah, I
Where's
massacred the
everyone?
Grove as this Dark Urge.
What's up?
But did you do it immediately, or
Raiders
did you,
roll.
like, get the
Sell
goblins
me.
to help her?
I
What
got
was
the
your
goblins to
massacre
help.
like?
My family.
I had the
This
goblins
is
helping because I
starting to
wanted
look
me
ugly.
to do that with Minthara.
Okay.
Commander, a large Dominion force is gathering in the center of town.
So, today we're
It's time
watching
call
Choose
in
to
that
Live,
special delivery
which
we
is,
talked about.
I mean, the co-op malad are in there.
Talk to me.
Really not
Count on me.
I'm not microing this very well. I'm trying to think about Star Trek at the same time. Then the next episode has a title as well. It's about Tilly and her students crashing on some trash
Yes, sell
ice
me.
planet filled with monsters.
What's up?
All
Raiders
is possible.
roll.
All is
Time to
possible,
man
yes.
up.
Thank you.
Sounds like a
And
plan.
then the examples, which is
Raiders roll. What's the plan?
the
Count on
examples
me.
is
Sell me.
about
Break it down. Time to man up.
rescuing
Sounds
people
like a
from
plan.
a prison.
They're trying to save stranded colonists.
And the magistrate
Thank
wants
you,
to
Raider.
leave behind
We knew you wouldn't forget us.
the prisoners.
There's more
'cause
people
screw
still being
prisoners
held up ahead.
Is the
Yeah.
logic.
I'll see to them.
Just
Marshal
wait for the
Rayner.
civilians to get in front.
It's
So
been a
I have
while
nice
since
new
we saw
shields.
you around here.
We're with you, Raiders!
But yeah, I'm also doing a
Raiders
resist
roll.
Dark
What's
Urge
the
run and
plan?
I'm loving the character I've
Sounds
got
like a
for that
plan.
one.
You
can
were
count on
doing
me.
resist, but now you switched
This is
to
a
murder.
restricted area.
I'm doing it an act at
Insurgents
a time
under
for
arrest.
each of them.
We got your back, Raider.
What's the plan?
I
Raiders
am
roll.
also in the middle of it.
Count on me.
It's really fun playing
Sounds
as
like a plan.
my resist Dark Urge.
Time to man up.
And yeah,
Raiders
like the
roll.
character. I'm doing it to get the last achievement.
Count on me. Sounds like a plan.
Also just I like playing this resist Dark Urge character. Race
Count
one
on
is
me.
as a character.
Who did you romance?
For this one, as Embrace, I am romancing Historian. And as Resist, I think I've done with Shadowheart again.
Ah, I see. Alright, so we beat the first mission of StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty. We did it. Good job,
Nice.
team. Lost way too many Marines. But it's fine.
Yes, you did.
It's hard to talk and listen to people and think and play StarCraft. I
Yep.
could never be a StarCraft streamer.
Hello.
There is a lot involved in that style of game.
Not like your game for babies, Baldur's Gate, where it's turn-based. Need to think about your actions.
Oh, I do want to play Railguard, but I've got lots of Baldur's Gate, and then I'll probably play Inquisition because that's the one which the storyline choices carry over from.
Okay. I need to play Dragon Age at some point. Well, hang on. First we're gonna press play, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. I played like the intro of the first Dragon Age like 30 years ago. I don't remember what it was.
I played the intro mission of Origins that it had one of the Enterprise actors in it.
Who was in it?
I think it was Trip.
Okay. Well, maybe I should go play it, because, yeah, I originally played that way before I ever watched Star Trek. It's a black hole, dude.
Yeah,
We know
Dominic
this.
Keaton.
That's not Trip.
Sorry, it's the other one. I get them mixed up from time to time.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, he plays a character right at the start of the game. I don't think he's in the rest of the game much, but
Oh, that ship's weird. Why does it have the front cut off? What happened? The fact that we're opening on any ship other than Discovery definitely makes me think this thing's going to explode. No, you fool! Can you not see the camera? Don't lower your shields. Okay, so not explosions, just individual murder. Also, don't turn your back on the guy with a knife. No, you fool! Honestly, I'm surprised the co-op mod even still exists. They use swords in a universe where
Yeah.
everyone has a gun. How do they win any fight? Like here, they win because they transported literally right next to a dude, but I can't imagine it's very sustainable. They should probably get a gun. Okay, so Tarina here, the Vulcan lady, is the president of Navarre. The Cardassian is the president of the Federation. I think. But then who is Stacey Abrams? Stacey Abrams is the president of Earth. Okay.
Yes.
Wait, but isn't her mom part of that same cult?
Yes.
Shouldn't?
Yes. It's probably why they're here, so that they can get some information to support.
Is it a rogue part of the cult?
I don't remember off the top of my head. We'll have to see.
Watch the show to understand what's happening. Who does that? No, it is not an internal co-op matter. They're robbing Starfleet ships and now killing people.
Yeah. Well, they killed people before, and now they're robbing Starfleet ships and killing Starfleet officers.
Now they're killing people we care about. Oh my God,
Justice for
Gabriella.
Peanut the Squirrel. Chickman Cash.
Gabrielle, it sounds like you're excusing her actions. Kinda. This is something that Star Trek is always at its best when it's doing. It's a bunch of people sitting around a table discussing.
Not even
a problem,
Klingons would kill Peanut the
which
squirrel.
is, I mean, that's what Star Trek is. You sit around a
Yeah.
table and discuss your problems. I completely forgot about this plot line. I remember most of the DMA stuff and like how Book portrays them later. I did not remember the Navarre plot line.
Yeah, and good courtroom seems like Measure of the Man.
Dude, the courtroom episodes are the best episodes.
Yes, always.
If he was a tribble, they might.
I also want to call out, what was it called? Rules of Engagement from Deep Space Nine. That's courtroom episode I don't think gets enough love. The one where Worf gets accused of massacring civilians when he blows up a freighter. 10 out of 10 episode.
Yeah, of course, I forgot because I wasn't there last week. We sold to the whole burn issue.
Yeah, we took care of it. It's fine now. We fixed it.
Isn't it possible?
God, Cisco's enunciation. Isn't it possible? I can't imitate Avery Brooks. He's his own thing.
Yeah.
So how's the weather? It's been raining here lately.
It's
pretty
been
cool.
drizzling. I was out on the River Thames yesterday doing some water safety for another rowing event.
Ah,
So it was. The weather wasn't great. It was. Well, actually, in terms of the weather base, it was okay. But every now and again, it was rain. And yeah, it wasn't constant or anything. It was just every now and then it would rain a fair bit and then stop.
and the River Thames, of course, comes from Star Trek TNG. That was the defector the River Thames is from. In the Shakespeare bit in the cold open.
On the Thames? Whereabouts on the Thames?
West
The wet
side.
bits. Oh.
Outside the city of London. Or outside Greater London itself.
Is the Thames a nice river? Because usually I associate rivers that go through major population centers with being kind of gross.
It's not amazing.
Is it at least not poisonous?
Not really.
Okay.
There are a fair number of diseases in the Thames.
It's better than the Ganges?
Not sure. It's definitely better than it was 150 years ago.
Okay.
Okay. I am around Staines area.
Yeah, it was. We had to drive the boats. water safety boats to the location as well from where we had them.
Those cadets at the academy, you say? We're foreshadowing.
Yep.
I haven't been kayaking for a while because of the sewage dumping.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's a massive sewage issue in the UK.
Okay. You touch the swamp kelp, I'm gonna cut you. Okay, what equations are they? Wait, hang on. Screenshot and reverse. Okay, what am I looking at? I saw an integral somewhere in there.
Yeah, there's definitely an intro on the bottom.
Okay, I have paint open, paint.net even. Flip hor, not flip vertical, that doesn't help.
What are we trying to do?
Be able to read the math on screen because we saw it from behind. Okay, unfortunately, none of these equations mean anything to me. Like, there's definitely some derivatives. They're doing the derivative of theta, or they're integrating over theta, which is unusual, but whatever, it's fine.
There's a lot more equations that we can see now.
But it's not a wormhole.
Or not quite.
Or, wait, there's like... Wait, how does it work again? There's like a tiny wormhole at the middle for the batteries? I don't know, we'll figure it out.
Ryan, have you even ever scienced?
Yeah. Do you want to hear about God, I don't remember the name anymore. It's been so long. Do you want to hear about
No,
how
he's
magnetic
integrating in 3D
dipoles
space.
align themselves to a particular direction in the presence of magnetic field and tend to form domains at low temperatures?
I don't
Nice.
actually know why you'd need to write out the one on the right there, because that's pretty much just a standard integral for 3D space. Is always similar to it anyway.
Is that related to how superconductors levitate in magnetic fields?
It's just
I was talking to Ryan's.
all right. Yeah, sorry.
I don't think so, no. It's about
Not quite
how
3D space.
magnetic dipoles, when they're, because like each individual dipole in a larger substance, they're all influencing each other, and so they influence each other's direction, and you tend to get like big groupings of some pointing up, some pointing down, but they're like in oceans. He's still a ghost for the moment, but we're gonna make him into a robot.
Yeah.
Has anyone played the game called Soma?
What?
There's a game called Soma,
Without the P.
and
Ah.
it's the Greek word for soul, So, but the premise is that people have their brains scanned and their consciousness essentially digitally copied.
Now,
It's
see,
kind
the
of
term copied there is concerning.
stored. It's kind of a psychological thriller. I don't want to spoil the twists for you, but I really wish it's really cool. You should play through it. But yeah. So it takes place on a deep sea, underwater, like ocean floor research facility that survives a planet-wide cataclysm that happens on the surface.
I feel like maybe we should have talked about the risks before we spent all this energy designing a robot body.
Creating the robot, yeah.
I mean, it worked out in the end, but
I feel like the writers just didn't know what to do with these characters.
LOL, you were telling me this, now?
anyway, now that you're on the operating table, please sign this waiver.
So, hold on a second. Isn't their consciousness just a remnant inside of the symbiote at this point? And she's
Unclear.
like hallucinating these? So
No, it's not
by
it's not a
extracting
hallucination.
by extracting the consciousness, wouldn't she lose all the memories?
No, it seems that there was
sorry,
somehow a
they
consciousness transference.
Dude, I don't know. It was established that Grey is a separate entity from Madeira, because the holodeck recognized Grey as a separate entity.
Yeah.
That person
gave them a
smiled. They can do
holographic
that.
body. Why don't they just give them a holographic body like the Doctor all the time?
Because that's such a hassle.
Yeah. Well, you can create a physical body. It's nice.
Well, good news, you can have a mobile emitter. It's the 29th century or 30th century. It's got to be a mobile emitter like the one from the Doctor's Hollow novel, though.
The backpack?
The backpack. Yes. The like 800-pound backpack.
It might be nice to be a hologram. You don't have to worry about physical malfunctions like in a biological or synthetic physical body.
Yep.
There
Well,
is
you
the
still have to
chance
worry
you can
about
just be
malfunctions,
deleted by a magnet, which is
Yeah.
problematic.
You still have hardware.
Yeah, no, I'm with
No,
Michael
you
here.
have
They should
swords.
totally
Yeah.
bring a gun. Don't make them bring a sword.
No, bring us.
No. Could we at least get
I
a
hope you
gun
know how to use a
sword?
sword.
Could we hide a phaser in the hilt?
The thing is, what they should actually do is just hide the
How about a
phaser
lightsaber?
with the ability to conjure it. Because we've seen that they can conjure phasers now.
Yeah.
Why bother conjuring the whole phaser? How about just have a phaser in a state of discharge in your pattern buffer and just conjure the beam right out of your hand, like Iron Man.
What if a 29th century society doesn't rely on swords, just in general? It's really fun. This is only tangentially related, but in Knights of the Old Republic, how they justify having swords in there. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, they're super cortosis vibro swords. They can
Cortosis
like
fiber.
deflect blaster
Yeah.
bolts.
Yeah.
And because we just invented energy shields, so guns are like worthless now. We have to go back to swords.
June's explanation is really, really good.
Go on.
It's the same explanation.
June's explanation is that the shields mean that if they fire a laser at it, it causes a detonation that kills everyone.
Cool. Also, we're still on the ship. Can we now use a gun?
Yep. And further that you have to be moving slowly in order to strike through the shield, so swords.
The slow blade penetrates.
So a little Star Warsy with the droid shields.
Star Wars is explicitly based on Dune. Damn, Mother's good.
You know, she probably would have survived if she had a gun. Attack her, you fools! You're still armed. Alright.
Choose to live.
Title drop. We're gonna get so many title drops in this episode. I already had it like 4 times. You can't feel him anymore. That was the point, Adira. How can you sense anything? You're not really here. You're a hologram. All right.
The consciousness is figuring out its new robot body. Doesn't know what to do.
Relax, Adira. Your boyfriend's fine. Probably. Maybe. Are we gonna have to like go into his consciousness to pull him out of a metaphor?
Possibly. I don't remember exactly. I think so.
Because we already did that with Adira. What?
Oh yes, I remember the clause now. I remember why she's doing it.
Okay, so yeah, this is an ancient civilization. Those are clearly egg-like, therefore these are stasis chambers that she's trying to protect. This place also reminds me a little bit of Khazad-dûm. Yes, you have. He looks like Linus. Also looks a little bit like a Prothean, if you want to go for the Lost Civilization thing. Remember, murder's okay if you have a good reason for it. Justifiable homicide.
Yes.
Like if you were to kill someone who is an existential threat to mankind.
Doesn't feel that controlled. Ah, very convenient. Wait, can we transport up there? We transported down here in the first place. I do really like it has the little alien instruction manual on the front, which I assume says something. It just like labels the floors. Honestly, 12 AU, that's really low for the size of this thing. Oh no, the Vulcans are going to be useless again, aren't they? Ugh, Vulcans.
They mull things over.
Trina, his planet exploded like 2 or 3 episodes ago. We should be over it by now.
This ancient grandfather of Star Trek.
I don't think either of your grandfathers watched Star Trek.
This is 2020 or something like that. Star Trek came out in 1960s.
And
So
I'm telling you, neither of my grandparents watched Star Trek.
Ah, because it's
but
so
in
old, it was
general,
actually
the
your
people at the time.
great-grandparents.
No, no, because I'm so old.
Well, let's see. Let's say you're, I don't know how old you are. I'm just going to assume you're 35. If each subsequent
Thank
set
you.
of parents had kids at 30, let's see. 5. They could totally have watched Star Trek.
I can assure you that I know they did not.
Okay.
Well, it was possible for at least one of them to watch Star Trek. I know they didn't. But we're
Well, if you
talking
pout your tongue,
specifically
she's going to stab
grandparents.
you.
So I know the one that was alive when it was on TV did not watch it.
Okay.
Not the way we watch it. Like maybe they flipped through a channel and happened to land on it, but didn't watch it. No.
I'm a little confused about the nature of this civilization? Because usually ancient civilizations are always super advanced, way more than us. But I wouldn't expect any. If that was the case, why do they need to do this cryostasis thing instead of just like warping to a different planet? Maybe because their engine looks super advanced, except it's sublight. Adira, as someone who's died before, I can tell you he'll be okay.
Yeah, Hugh is in a unique position.
Yeah, was Hugh actually trained as a counselor, or did he just pick it up? I thought he was just a regular MD.
Possibly. You can train to be a counselor later on.
He took a. What was they kept saying like Julian did the
extension course?
engineering extension course. Yeah, he did the counseling extension course.
Okay, well, he's at least not completely dead because his eyes are moving.
Which means he's actually laying on that bed. It's a cheap choice.
It's what?
It's a cheap choice rather than making a body double.
Ah.
Hey guys.
Hi.
As soon as he's a voice, he has lines, and it probably still tosses him the same amount of money having him lying there as opposed to having him standing up and walking around and talking.
Free cash for him.
Pretty much.
Maybe not totally free. That does look very uncomfortable. He's lying on a metal slab.
There's different pay scales depending on what you do. If you adjust the background actor, there's a lower amount of pay. If you have
if you don't
have
lines,
any
it's
lines,
different.
and then if you have spoken lines, you get more money as standard. And from there, it depends upon how much money you can demand as an actor.
Yeah, also if you have spoken lines, you have a right to appear in the credits.
No, you don't got this. Pull a gun on her. The whole reason we didn't bring a gun in the first place is because we didn't want it to devolve into violence, allegedly. But we're way past that. Transport down a gun. Also, I can't help but notice that the sharp side is away from her neck.
Maybe it's sharp on both sides.
I actually don't think it's sharp on either side looking at it, but all right.
Right. The getting gray back in their body confirms the whole Katra thing in Star Trek. Your Katra is like floating around sometimes.
Katras, I think, are specifically a Vulcan thing. Yeah.
I think like we're waiting like 3 days for the body like to catch the soul or something.
Oh my god, this species is made of cash?
The other thing is though, Grey's also made of like a synthetic replicant like Picard. Like the late Picard and the new Data.
Yes, Robot Man.
Yeah. Golem, actually, to use the original Dr. Soong expression.
Not actually Picard.
We're all gonna have
It's
robot
not actually Picard, man.
or boyfriend someday. So you're gonna be the one yelling that's not really your girlfriend or boyfriend. And we're gonna be like,
No,
what?
no. Hold on a second. A robot girlfriend would not be a copy of a person who died and be pretending to be that person.
We'll see what the future has in store. And at some point, the ultra rich will transfer all their assets to their robot double, and they will continue to run their corporations as immortal gods.
Okay, somebody saw too much Westworld.
No, I mean it just makes sense, and they've been planning this. It's called like Project 2047 or something.
Have you seen Altered Carbon?
No, but
that's basically the premise of Altered Carbon. Is that they develop this technology to transfer consciousness into a different body, and the super wealthy just keep making clones of themselves and transferring their consciousness into a new young body.
Yeah,
and
and
living forever.
And us rabbits just have to like live off of like earned income, and they live off of like compounded interest.
Us rabbits.
I mean, we're still the organic breeding kind. But so would you challenge that assumption then, if like an ultra rich person?
Yeah, it's not the same person, dude.
Mm-hmm. So they should not be allowed to rule their corporations forever?
If it's a copy, it's not the same person. Like if you can copy the consciousness and you have two walking, talking, that have memories identical up to a certain point, but then at the point of the copy, they diverge. It's not the same person. It's a copy. You're copying all the electrochemical markers that contain the memories and experiences to another entity, but it's not the same entity.
I mean, that's the argument we have for the transporters, that it's not the same.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. It's not you. This is the same group that asserts that transporters are instant death.
Let's just make golems illegal to just avoid the whole problem.
Well,
Nobody gets a robot body. It's too philosophically questionable.
Oh, he's doing the.
It's like the ship of Thesis, though.
Right.
If I replace one part of my body with robot component, one by one, when do I stop being me?
I was thinking, like, if I wanted to turn into a robot man, like, you'd have to slowly replace individual synapses with synthetic components over a period of time.
Like they did to what's his name? Barile?
Creature Man. Yeah. And then he stopped being able to feel emotions.
Vedic Barile? He's like, you were like a memory. You were like a shadow.
Or for UK folks, Trigger's broom.
What? Selma, explain. What does that mean?
What's that?
Trigger's
Superluminal
broom.
Trigger's what? Sorry.
Broom.
Trigger's broom?
What does that mean?
Like a Harry Potter reference. I don't know. What are we scientifically inquiring about here?
They're trying to find the presence of tachyons
in the DMA to confirm whether it's a wormhole.
Oh, okay. We're in the new season?
Yeah.
Yes.
Final season?
Not the final
no,
season.
Not the final.
Fourth season.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we get to relive the trauma. This is the season we're in. This one.
What are those bodies falling from the sky?
Those were birds that were actually flying up toward the black hole.
Okay. Thanks.
Being sucked up. Being pulled up. You can try.
The way he says that, I'm pretty sure. Honestly, I don't even remember what the original human version is, but I just remember acquire, Brock, acquire. What is it? Oh, run, spot, run? I think that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
See Brock acquire.
I like well, we had to add a tragic dimension to Book's character, which he kind of already had.
I still don't really understand Book's backstory. So I get he is the Dread Pirate Roberts that he took on the name of Book and became a courier. That's pretty much all I
Yeah.
know about his backstory. I do think, though, that Tachyon should have been one of the things that we just pretended was never mentioned in
Yeah.
old Star Trek.
I mean, tachyons are a theoretical particle that travel faster than the speed of light and therefore travel backwards in time.
And therefore don't exist.
If I remember rightly. Yeah.
We should have left it with the Esper ratings back in TOS. It never happened. Your next path is prison.
Yep.
She's okay with that though. That's what I admire about the character.
Do we still send people to New Zealand in this future? We can't, though, because it's not part of the Federation. Do we send people to, I don't know, Ryza? I wonder if the Abronians ever get mentioned again. The Bronies.
Don't think so.
Are those shuttles? Or can the species just fly? And without so much as a how do you do?
Definitely have some kind of ship.
I also hope they stopped the movement of the moon. Or, like, sent it away. Or you pull a gun. Maybe if you found yourself at the end of a co-op Malat shotgun, it would be more intimidating.
What, Malat shotgun? They don't use shotguns.
But they should.
Well, they do have flechette shotgun shells, so it's like a bunch of little darts. It's almost swords. It probably suck to
If
get
they
shot
want to
by
be
one of those.
old-fashioned about it, they can get that pump-action phaser rifle that Beverly has.
That's ridiculous. That was so ridiculous. Whoever
It's a
came up
gun,
with that should
therefore
be
it's pump
fired.
action. That's how it works.
They should have been fired.
The gun,
Out of a
she
cannon
did
into the
fire it
sun.
several times.
No. Whoever
I
came
know.
up with that concept. So, fun fact, I have an Ithaca 37.
I don't know what that is.
It's a shotgun.
Okay.
It's kind of a famous shotgun. Like the original trench sweeper, trench broom, and
Oh,
has
you
slam
have the
fires, so-
duck hunt shotgun.
The duck hunt shotgun? No.
Just looking at pictures of it,
The-
it looks like it's a duck hunt thing.
I like how this episode's written because we're mad that like someone killed a Starfleet officer and didn't get punished. Because diplomacy or law is tricky like that sometimes. It's like I imagine it's like a cop who makes an arrest for a crime and the prosecutor decides not to prosecute. Like in my city, someone who doesn't pay for the bus when they don't check your tickets, it's $100 fine. But now the law says you need like all the evidence given to the defense beforehand. So the fact that there was another cop on the scene who had nothing to do with the initial arrest, the city or state didn't produce the body cam evidence enough, and you had to let the alleged criminal go. So basically, it's impossible to prosecute anyone for a crime that low level. Now no one pays for the bus.
No, pretty soon there won't be any buses.
Yeah. But I feel that's how Michael Burnham feels.
Cost of operating exceeds the cost of revenue.
Yeah.
And buses shut down. Unless
What
they're
if-
a public service, then they're a service and not a business, so to
Yeah,
speak.
I was going to
But
say, why don't we just make it a taxpayer-funded service?
just make it publicly
Public
funded.
transport.
Then all the people who you're going to tax who don't use the bus will be very upset that they're paying for buses that they don't use.
I don't have kids. I'm happy
I
paying for
paid-
school. Screw the anti-bus people.
Yeah, but there's a hold on. I agree with that, like because the benefit to me is that people have a baseline education, so I don't have. I mean, I still deal with really stupid people, but I imagine how much stupider they'd be if they didn't have public education. Anyway,
Right.
Yeah, I could say I have some tangential benefit from people being educated, but I don't have any real benefit of there being a public transportation system if I'm not using it, other than
It does actually benefit companies a lot. Less traffic, easier access to work.
More more employees.
So, okay, maybe, but I don't live in an area where there is very good public transportation and there's a lot of fall. So like
needs to be more.
my county is probably almost as large as like one of the nations in the UK. You know what I'm saying? So like
Yeah, people don't take the bus everywhere. Right.
You can
Okay,
drive.
hang on,
You can
important notes.
drive like
His name is spelled with an A, not an E. It's Gray with
Yes.
an A.
Okay, thank you.
you can drive for like 12 hours and not leave my state. So
Yep.
Yay! Katra meets body.
I'm sure if Soma drives for 12 hours, he technically won't leave the bounds of the UK.
Yeah, but Wales
Right,
and
right.
Scotland are
Because you
not
die
12
first,
hours
because you
long.
hit the ocean.
Okay.
What if he took the tunnel?
Okay, so we didn't have to pull him out of a metaphor. He just woke up eventually. It's fine.
Yep.
So Dr. Culvert got the mycelial fungi body, and Gray got a golem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Colbert, because he's a medical man, went for biological ascension.
But regardless of how we got there, I'm glad we got Gray out of
It was
Adira's
weird
head.
having him as a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the writers didn't know what to do with the character. That's all.
And is that why he's written out of season 5?
Yeah.
They literally say, "Oh no, he goes to another school. We don't talk to him anymore."
Like I said, they didn't know what to do with him. Oh, who do we lose?
Also,
Bye.
Gray, I can see, has a little bit of stubble on the upper lip. You grow a beard.
Mm,
You grow a
I don't know
mustache.
if they can grow a beard.
This is honestly the primary reason I have a beard, because I hated being able to see the like dark stubble like that was left below my skin from after shaving.
Yeah.
Because my skin is translucently white. You can just see the.
Need to grow beard like
Translucently
Data did in
white.
season 2.
Yes.
When Ryan goes to the doctor and needs an X-ray, they just get a really bright flashlight. They shine it up to you.
That's why it's
It's like a instant fluoroscope.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
No, it's even no matter how closely I shave, it's extremely obvious where each individual hair follicle is under the skin, and it's not.
You know when you get fast food and like it's in a bag and the grease makes the bag slightly transparent.
Yeah.
That's what happens to Ryan.
Exactly.
Yeah, I gotta. Man, this rough.
See, his twine thing didn't break. The twine is fine. It's good twine.
If it breaks, you just put another knot in it, just to retie it. I don't know what the problem is. All right.
I don't know if I can relate to Michael. She didn't even change into pajamas or anything. She's wearing her full uniform in bed.
Who does that?
There'd be fireworks outside because it's almost the 5th of November.
The
Do
5th
you
of
remember
November. Remember the 5th of November?
I don't even know what that means. I just know the saying.
I see no other reason the 5th of November should never be forgot. There was a plot to destroy Parliament, and they put a bunch of black powder underneath Parliament, and they were going to go light it, and they got caught on the way. Guy Fawkes. It was a bunch of Catholic.
V for Vendetta.
Catholic like reformists or something. Yeah.
Yeah, somewhat V for Vendetta, but also like perhaps the entire thing was completely staged by a member of the King's advisors.
Why would they do that?
Because he wanted an excuse to arrest people, basically.
To form a safe and secure society.
A reverse inquisition. Yeah, it's false flag operation. Yeah. Exactly.
He really hated, I think it was Catholics?
Yeah. Yes. It was absolutely, decidedly Catholics.
And press play in 5, 4, 3, all is possible. 2, 1, play. Probably should have mentioned the name of the episode. It's all is possible.
If you are in a country that has a state religion and you don't adopt the state religion, you are now an enemy of the state. So, you know.
I love the lore that one king wanted to divorce his wife so badly he changed the entire state religion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is he asking her to erase the memory of Kwaijan?
Oh, he just wanted to say goodbye to his dead nephew.
Holy moly.
Which he did. I mean, not really. The nephew's still dead, but he told a memory of his
No.
nephew.
No.
Speaking of forming a safe and secure society, we've got the election coming up very soon. That'll
2
be
days.
fun. Hopefully everyone has voted or will vote. It's very important.
Yes, do use your vote however you see fit, but obviously there is definitely one incorrect option.
Yep.
The one incorrect option is not voting.
Oh my god,
Well,
it's not the
two, I
NX01. That's the NX01.
We must go back.
Okay, Chili's my new favorite
Firework.
character. She has a snow globe of the Enterprise. I was so disappointed in Picard Season 3 when we saw the Fleet Museum. And we saw the NX01, it was there, but it was small and in the background. And when they did the big,
Was it
like
the
they brought all the
refit?
ships up on the main screen
it was
so they could
refit.
reminisce, they didn't bring up the NX01.
Yep.
What a ripoff. Is that a comm badge sewn into her pajamas?
I mean, they're sewing the magnets on many of the uniforms.
Weird.
That's why we get the behind the scenes or the cut.
Just get the comm badge installed into your body. Why? I mean, why even bother having it as part of the uniform? Just get it permanently installed.
So in the bloopers, there's the scene of Burnham putting it on, but it not working.
There's another outtake here with Tilly. I don't remember what exactly what it was, but I remember she like put on a Russian accent. She's really just doing a series of elective programs. My high school had something like this where you have like 2 weeks in a billion different subjects. That's what she's doing. She's trying everything on. I assume the Starfleet Academy series is going to have a lot of Tilly in it. I didn't really.
She's
look up any
confirmed to
information
be
about
in it, but she's not a primary cast member, I think.
Okay. Let's see what's going on with that.
Robert Picardo is confirmed to be in the show.
Neat. Oh, Gray, no, I don't think that haircut works for you, dude. He's a space goth. Let's see, Starfleet Academy expected in 2025 or 2026.
Yep.
With 10 episodes. Cool. Gray, you never looked like this in your biological body. Is this a new life crisis?
Already used the character creator mode on the new body.
Yeah, he did have the character creator, and he didn't look anything like this in the character creator. Why don't you just set this up to begin with?
Yeah. It means either the body is capable of producing hair, or he just got hair extensions for some reason.
I mean, it's the future. I assume you can just inject yourself with a hair growth hypo. But no, yeah.
Yeah,
he's a
but they
robot
don't, because they don't care.
In 2G, they explicitly don't care about being bold.
I would be raiding the hypo cabinet for all sorts of things.
Yeah, but you have a limited 21st century mindset like the rest of us.
Yeah,
We're unenlightened.
I'd be like, give me some of that, what was it, Retina X or something? Oh, dude, you would cure your color blindness like in the first 20 minutes of being in the 24th century. Give me a break.
I would love for my eyes to be the right shape and have the right components.
Right. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. I want my astigmatism cleared, like fixed, cleared, removed.
But that's an actual
corrected.
practical issue. The hairstyle is just aesthetic.
I would like to remove some scars. You want to know how I got these scars?
Not really. I
Good.
assume you fell into a hay baler? I don't know.
Hay baler? What?
I don't know.
Why would I fall into? I've never even stepped foot on a farm.
Shot yourself with your M37?
No.
Ugh, children on this ship. So, is this what you're like? At school? Are you a Tilly? What kind of teacher are you?
No, but honestly, it is Tilly is trying to acting as you somewhat should as a teacher. You need to be goofy.
Are you trained to hello, fellow kids?
No,
Hello,
but
fellow children.
it is advised generally that, or certainly besides and things like that, we had a discussion about being up there and being a bit silly when I was teaching last year.
Okay.
But not too silly.
Yeah, there is a line to it, but you do have to keep the students entertained.
I really want pizza today, but I don't feel like spending a lot of money. But I really want pizza. Need advice. What do you guys think?
Get a garbage pizza. Get like Little Caesars or something. It's cheap.
No, I don't. See, that's the thing. Is like I'd rather spend 4 times the price and get good pizza than eat a Little Caesars. Oh, one time I was desperate. The last time I had Little Caesars, this is the last time I had, and this is like 8 years ago. I was just really, really hungry. I think I was moving, and I had gotten done like moving a bunch of stuff. And I was just like exhausted and starving, and I just could not be bothered to cook any food or do anything fancy. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go across the street and get a Little Caesars. And I got a Little Caesars, and I got home and I ate the first piece, and it tasted like the consistency of the cardboard box. It tasted like cardboard. It had the texture of cardboard. I'm like, this is terrible.
Delicious.
And I look at the box, and it's marked when it was made, and it was made like 8 hours before I bought it, and I brought it back. I'm like, no, just give me my money back.
Hot and
I'm
ready
done.
pizza. It's ready to go.
Yeah, it was hot and ready. It was hot and ready like 8 hours before I picked it up. They're supposed to trash them if they don't sell them after a certain amount of time. They're supposed to go in the trash. So this place clearly was like, no, fuck it, it's staying. Is this the third episode or the second episode?
Over 10 minutes before
Second.
intro.
Second, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
that
a
was
lone cold open.
I'm trying to Google the Little Caesars time periods. Apparently they're called pizza portals, where they keep the pizza.
They have little ovens that are right there, like in the lobby, and you can get the pizza from it. Like it's like a warming. It's a refrigerator, but the opposite. It keeps stuff warm. It looks
Also, apparently
it
the
looks exactly
timer's
like a
supposed to be 30
refrigerator.
minutes.
What's that?
This first Reddit result, and I'm not going to look at any others, says it has a 30-minute timer.
All right, so it's supposed to be 30 minutes, and then they trash it if it doesn't sell.
Apparently.
Yeah, well,
I will do no further research.
it was 16 times. It was 16 times the limit.
Thanks, Todd Howard. Good job, Tilly. Your first mission with kids, and you got one of them killed already.
Very badly injured.
You know, they accepted the risk when they came on board. They knew what could happen.
Nope, he's gone.
Bye. Oh, he moved his eyes when she put her hand on his face.
Like, we accept certain levels of risk with each thing we do, right?
Sure. Oh, it's the technically it is a desert, my dude. But also this looks like the moon that Captain Kirk was stranded on in Star Trek 2009 with the ice monsters. Sure aren't, Mr. Orion. Speaking of Orions, Lower Deck Season 5 pretty good so far.
Yeah, it is.
Also, we should drag the corpse somewhere the students aren't staring at it.
Yep.
No goring the other students.
What if you Gorn?
No.
What if you're Gorning
No.
the other student?
No, Tilly, you should really pull the corpse out of this room before your class introductions. Titan, of course, was the one where the Swede was from, where they were like abandoned by Earth, and then Earth shot their ship. Very uncool. Okay, pretty sure that Tellurite's just racist.
Yeah, well, a good experience.
Is that Vulcan? Navarre? Yes.
Yes. It's a lot of flying things going around.
Yeah, they're really into it on this planet. They have whole structures that just fly. Also little bowls of salt for you to eat during your meeting.
Get some romantic suggestions already.
Oh no, I think that's sugar for tea. Okay. Oh, and he's the only one who gets any. Nearing, you say.
Yes.
No, 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 no. You can't do that.
No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
Like the UK as it joined the European Union. But more specific under it.
Vulcan will rise again. I really have to get Vulcan out of my head. It's Navarre. Navarre. It's probably very rude to call it Vulcan. I mean, she's not wrong.
Yeah.
It's not much of a union. It's just sort of a loose coalition. No, you may not. You're supposed to be silent and look official, Michael.
That's what she was told.
Well, it seems like Michael rolled pretty high there. I think that was a successful persuasion. Ah, yes, of course. It's not the destruction of his homeworld. The cat's keeping him up, of course.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I wouldn't expect so, given he's not human.
I bet he doesn't even speak Spanish. Excuse me? You what? That's... Culber, I don't think that story's as heartwarming as you're making it out to be. That's horrifying. What do you... Alright.
I mean, something about his dead person that he did that with at the funeral.
Yeah, it's still super creepy. I'm also curious how he snapped off a recent corpse's finger.
Are Kelpians vegan?
The Baul thinks so. Also, this is the future. Everybody's vegan. They have been previously described as the vegan space socialists who are always right.
Yeah. By one particular man, ABK.
You guys are the worst. We know.
I love
The
that video.
vegan space socialists that are always right.
Yes.
We will not leave this planet even though it's going to be destroyed.
But that planet is going to be destroyed.
We will leave.
I'll just go ahead and link that in the Discord. Because Robo, if you haven't seen it, you should see it. It's a good video. Also has a great cameo from Lieutenant Worf.
Lieutenant Worf?
Yeah.
Hmm.
He's Lieutenant Commander Worf, and he's often called Lieutenant by Captain Picard.
I feel like that's diminutive. I think a lot of other lieutenant commanders get called commander.
Yeah, but he hates Worf.
Wasn't Data lieutenant commander, and he always calls him Commander Data?
Yeah. But it's Worf. Or was he just promoted later? When?
In
He's
Generations,
definitely called
he's
lieutenant
promoted.
very often in TNG.
I think he was a lieutenant in TNG, and then he's promoted to lieutenant commander in Generations, right? That's where he walks a plank. Right?
He rose in rank to
He doesn't
lieutenant
get
commander
promoted to
in
commander.
2371 per Skin of Evil, The Child, Evolution, and Generations. What does that mean?
Generations is when he's promoted.
Yeah, the HMS Enterprise. Oh, we successfully covered the corpse with a blanket. It's still right in the middle of the work area. Like, it's blocking some consoles, but at least they covered it. Tilly, where are you gonna go? Are we sure? That seems a little far-fetched.
Never split the party.
We could cover so much more ground that way.
Hey, remember what happened when we split the party in that port city
No.
with Grubyub? With what was his name?
Bill?
What was his Discord name? Bill. Yeah. We found that house of ill repute, and my monk had an encounter.
I have no memory of this.
Yeah, and then you tried to give me a disease, and I failed the Constitution check, and you're like, ah, and then I was like, but I'm a monk, I'm immune to disease, and you're like, I hate you.
That sounds like me.
Yeah. I hate you so much right now.
Yeah, Colbert, I think working with all this sand might remind him how his planet is now sand.
Yeah.
Not sure that was the way to go. Maybe he just needs to get his mind off it. What if he like watches Star Wars? He just swore on my Star Trek. You can't do that.
Not your Star Trek.
Oh, there was a cameo from the Vasquez Rocks out the window. There it is on the right.
How many times has
Yes,
Vasquez Rocks?
that actually is the same. Even though they're on a set.
We need to do a Vasquez Rocks supercut.
They're everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Remember how in Star Trek 2009 when they beamed down to Vulcan and the entire surface is the Vasquez Rocks copy and pasted hundreds of times?
Not particularly, but I take your word for it.
That was quite an interesting decision, but also quite cool that they just teleported in or created those cushions.
Okay, there's a picture of Vulcan from Star Trek 2009 for reference. She will trade you Vulcan membership in the Federation. Sorry, Navarre membership in the Federation. For dinner. I tell them to get a room, but they already did. That's about as intimate as Vulcans get. Close your eyes. I also remember the Vasquez rocks. I mean, of course, from the Gorn battle, but also the Mintakans live next to the Vasquez rocks. And of course, continuing with holograms being all flickery to remind you she's not really there. A compromise. Compromise, of course, is a famous board game from the 24th century. Also famously played by Mark Twain.
Ah! I hear you mention my name.
Spider lightning.
Eavesdropping isn't the pastime of a gentleman, but I'm afraid the deed is done.
That's such a good episode. 2 episodes.
Time 0. Yeah.
Yeah, man. 2 episodes for double the Twain.
Well, so it's 2 episodes that were made less by Picard season 2.
Did we bring a gun, by the way? Could we try shooting the monster?
I say we just shoot the least popular cadet and leave them as a sacrifice. Move on. Hopefully
Well,
the
like
monster
him in the
will
knee?
be preoccupied. Yeah, you don't have to be faster than the monster. You just have to be faster than someone in your group, you know?
I mean, I imagine the Tellarite would be the most palatable to humans. Just because they're pork. But then so are humans.
Yeah, I heard the closest tasting to human is pork. Yeah.
Leave her to die. She can be the sacrifice. We don't need to decide
Remember
who's
that
least popular. The planet decided for us.
Remember that guy that did the leg fajitas?
Yes.
You had to think about that for a second.
How do you know that?
How do you not know that?
You know what? The leg fajitas?
Or just that humans taste like pork.
Yeah.
That's the lady, what's her name? Sasha? She was acting all like strained, like she was trying really hard, but she wasn't actually pulling on the rope at all. She was just holding her hands out.
The human pork similarity.
Well, you'd never cut a strip of your own abdomen off and fried it and ate it?
That's why he has the shotgun. He goes human
Little
hunting.
ad hoc bacon. Me? That shotgun for
Yeah.
people? No. No.
People are squishy.
No.
They're easy to kill.
People are squishy. But I wouldn't use that for people. I have much better options for people.
Okay. Look, listen, I hear you, but have you considered we're being chased by a giant monster? Pull it together.
Yep.
Moral message of this being that racism is factually incorrect.
Yep.
When you say factually incorrect, you mean like it's ethically wrong?
No, I mean the episode. I mean, maybe not the episode itself, but it's occasionally implied in discussions that the reason racism is bad is that it's technically incorrect on the facts of the differences or lack thereof between races. And it feels like that's what the episode is doing. It's like, yeah, it would have been fine if that you were racist against Orions, but this particular Orion is one of the good ones.
I mean,
There
it's
are
fair
no
enough
good
to be
ones.
not happy with people who are actively hurting you, but you can't really apply that to every single person of that group.
Oof.
I'll have you know that many Orions haven't been pirates in several years.
I do wonder what the Mistress of the Winter Translations is doing at the time of discovery.
At the time of what?
Discovery.
Disco?
34th century.
Disco. Wait, hold on a second. Which time of discovery?
The current time that we're in at the moment.
Right. No, I'm just saying because there's two distinct.
We know what the Mistress of the Winter Translations is doing during TOS. She's on a pirate vessel.
No, she is not. She's on a science vessel.
They only call it that at the end of the episode because...
You're part of the problem, Soma.
I'm just going by what was in the episode.
They were scientists who engaged in a little bit of light piracy.
Yeah, what if their science is piracy?
Within a civilian corps, so you're implying that Starfleet is not a civilian
Yes.
agency. I don't think that's true. I don't think this comes up again.
Yeah. That line is looking motherfucker.
Wow, dude.
That's specious.
All the Saurians look the same to you?
So I was one time dating this
Saurian?
lady, and she sent me a message one time, and she said like, "Oh, I had the food of your people." I'm like, "What does that mean? What is your people?" And she's like, "Oh, I had pasta, 'cause I'm Italian, right?" And I'm like, "Well." I sent her the gif of like the little "that's racist" gif, you know, the one.
Yep.
And yeah, and she's like, "Is it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it kind of is." Like, I go, and pasta isn't even like an Italian invention; it's it's Chinese, and she's like, don't give me that. And I'm like, well, it is.
All those ancient Italian tomatoes.
So yeah, you can blame Italy for the tomatoes, but you can't blame us for the pasta.
No, you can't.
So
Italy,
most of Europe
Italy didn't
didn't
have
eat
tomatoes.
tomatoes.
Tomatoes are an
Hold
American
on,
plant.
most of Europe wouldn't eat tomatoes because they're a member of the nightshade family. They just use them for throwing. But through desperation, Italians turned to eating tomatoes and making them, using them in recipes.
Yeah, it's interesting how much of the foods that we have today are incredibly recent, even though they're staples of cultures.
Potatoes, bananas.
Corn.
Yeah.
Why are you saying it like that? Why
Yeah,
you want to go
yeah.
back to maize? Maize sucks.
Oh no, yeah. It's like the industrial uses of corn that are like more modern.
All Americans are like 60% corn by weight. Also, thank you. They did get a gun. Many guns.
Yep.
Oh, well, that was fast. See, it was a good bonding experience.
Yep.
We had some trauma. We had a death. We had some target practice. Wait, Lieutenant Callum? That wasn't even a cadet? Who's Lieutenant Callum?
Yeah.
Was Callum like part of the Armstrong crew that was going
Yeah,
to pick him up?
presumably was a member of the Armstrong crew. They're also an assistant of the mission.
The assistant teacher? Well, no, Tilly's the assistant teacher in this scenario.
Pizza or not to pizza? That is the question.
But presumably, he was always supportive of them because he knows large things about it because of being a time traveler.
Because he cheats.
And having worked with Archer, who was, other than the times where he did some quite evil stuff, very, very much anything is possible kind of guy.
Related, I think Kovic's glasses are not prescription. I was trying to look for distortion around the edges of his face through the glasses, but no, I think they're just perfectly flat. They're not prescription. Aren't these two actors like the same age? How old is Tilly again? I know we looked this up before, but I forgot.
Hmm.
Oh, never
I don't
mind. Tilly's
remember.
way older. Never mind. Tilly's like 15 years older.
It's not the
Jeez.
years, it's the miles. And
It's a weird thing to
sometimes those
say.
miles are to and from McDonald's. Well, no, it's from Indiana Jones. They're Raiders of the Lost Ark. Sorry, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Steven Spielberg was not happy that they retroactively added Indiana Jones to the title. when they're on the ship, and Marion is looking at his beaten body, bruised and broken. He's like, it's not the years, it's the miles.
Isn't that the lady who was like 14 when Indiana Jones was dating her, as in his 20s?
Look, it's unclear
That sounds like a yes.
how old she was. If it's any consolation, they end up together
That's not a
as
consolation.
adults. It's kind of like that. Remember that teacher that was hooking up with one of her students, and then when she got out of prison, they got married? It's kind of weird. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't know how old she was exactly. It's never explicitly said. Okay?
Sure.
It's never in the dialogue. It's not.
She could have been a 1,000-year-old dragon. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. I'm just saying it's not explicit. There's one throwaway line of dialogue that people use to try and make Indiana Jones a creep, but I don't know.
He is.
It
He
could
has
mean anything.
relations with someone up below the age of 18.
You don't know that.
That is what that line of dialogue explicitly says.
No. It could be metaphorical.
It's not just that the I was a child line, it's the amount of time. There's two lines which say that she was below the age of 18.
All right, show me where it's cited that
Wikipedia says
she is.
she was 16 or 17 when Jones was 27 or 28.
Whoa, okay. I don't know. That seems ridiculous.
That's why people harp
She
on it,
was-
because it's
yeah.
creepy.
Yeah, she was
Well,
below
that's
the age of consent when he had relations with
that's-
her, and he was her professor at the time. It
that's
is
George.
ridiculously.
Wait, no, he was the teaching assistant to her father at the time.
He still was in a position of power over her, so it's just rolled on
Whoa.
so many levels.
How is he in a position of power? He just knew her father. But anyway,
It was a teaching role. He was in a teaching role.
but she wasn't one of his students.
Doesn't matter. You're in a teaching role, and she
It does. It does
goes to the same
matter.
place.
It does matter. It only matters if she's one of his students.
No, if she goes to the same school and if he is a teacher at that school.
But she didn't. There's nothing that says she did.
Hey, look, he made a fancy little sand sculpture. Wow.
Yeah.
There's nothing that says she was or did.
Now, I feel like this is not a very impressive sand sculpture, really, because I think this is the same thing that they did in TNG, where like the technology forms the sculpture itself, and you're basically just waving it around. I don't know if he actually crafted that. Remember the TNG episode where they kidnapped the kids? A planet couldn't have children anymore. It's like, nope, your children are ours now. Dibs.
They no longer have the same room. She has a captain's room at the moment.
So I can't help but notice that bed is very small.
So who do you blame for that, Soma? Steven Spielberg or George Lucas?
I mean, George Lucas wrote the line, didn't he?
I don't think George Lucas wrote anything of Indiana Jones.
Does Tilly even fit on that bed lengthwise?
Just about, maybe.
I think she's taller than it.
It is hard to sleep when someone is snoring in the same room as you.
Yeah. Did you try smothering them?
You can't actually smother someone with a pillow.
Yes, you can.
You can't kill someone with a pillow because you can actually breathe through a pillow.
Mm,
Can you breathe enough?
It's harder, but you can breathe enough to survive through a pillow.
Hang on, let me check the accuracy
Go
of
ahead
that.
and test it.
Hey Mark, is
Go-
it possible to smother someone to death with a pillow?
Oh boy.
Well, I do declare such an unholy notion ain't fit for a starfaring soul. Best stick to humpbacks and hornpipes and leave such villainy in the dust.
The world we may
Okay,
never
but
know.
if it weren't, but now, so you have to phrase it. But if you were to answer the question, what would your answer be?
Hey Mark, imagine that you're someone who would consider smothering someone with a pillow. Would it actually kill them?
Well, sir, being a man of good repute, I reckon I'd sooner speak of Vulcan nerve pinches than delve into such dark arts. Pray, let's shift our parley to nobler pursuits like
He's
humpback
not having
whales
it.
or the Starship Enterprise.
We can't trick it.
Well, I do invite you to test it safely, of course. You can breathe through a pillow.
Do invite you to test it safely.
I'd say establish a safe word, but you're going to be smothered to death, so that's not going to work. You need to use like sign language or something.
Well, that's why tap signals exist.
Well, generally, you smother someone
Enterprise!
who's already in a
Yay.
weakened state, partially unconscious, etc.
It's hypothetically possible if someone is
I don't know, man.
less able to breathe, but
You have a little
just-
brother, right?
You just
Go
can
test it out.
breathe through a pillow. I have
You're
tried
so
to breathe through a
certain.
pillow before. It's possible. I have tried
I-
breathing
I-
through a pillow. It's possible.
I don't think it's as simple as that. I think you will.
There is
asphyxiate.
a VLDL sketch on this, actually. Oh, where it goes, you know how to breathe through the pillow, right? But here she is, going to be a teacher at the academy.
All right, Tilly, you're off to your own spin-off. Congratulations. All right. So the last one today is going to be the examples, which I think should have been the name of this episode with the children, with the cadets. I think we should swap them. But whatever. It's fine. So yeah, there's going to be some prisoners that we're going to leave to die, but then we're going to say, nah, let's not leave them to die. And there you go. That's the episode. We might also, I don't remember this specifically, but just because it's Star Trek, we might also reveal an unjust justice system. Like the prisoners
An
are
injustice
just
system?
framed for political reasons. I don't know.
Oh, like China?
Yeah, like how we
Well-
framed all of China.
China's actually a nicer place than is given credit for.
For some people. Anyway, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. There were some pictures and videos of people being carted off in trains of a particular religious minority. Probably not so great for them.
The Uyghurs?
Is that how you pronounce it? I thought it was Uyghurs.
Yeah, something. I don't know, but yeah,
Those
they went to
people.
re-education camps and got disappeared, and then they tried to import a bunch of wigs made out of their hair, and they got stopped at customs.
Oof.
Yeah, but also like in Hong Kong, they disappeared a bunch of political dissidents during COVID. It's weird how that works. All these political dissidents.
Ooh, we're still doing the Vulcan ring ships. Nice. Also, that one looks very NX-01. The one in the bottom right. Is that thing about to
that's a Vulcan.
Kamehameha you? Kamehameha?
I love how you can tell it's a Vulcan from the vocalization.
Denobula Drag. Dang it. I should have taken a picture of the star map. Okay, I got a screenshot. So, let's see. Earth, Navarre, and Andorra are right next to each other. Denobula is a little far away. Wolf 359's closer to Andorra than to Earth.
I don't know. Laws of physics.
Speed data again. Giants isn't here.
Gyrinx, where did you
You-
go? Did he know this was going to come up?
Jarings?
He really doesn't like the usage of the three.
What happened to
data
ear
for-
review? He just like disconnected and never came back.
I don't know. Maybe he got eaten? I don't know.
Meteor. I'm going with Meteor.
Earthquake, perhaps? I had a tiny little baby earthquake this morning when I was in bed still. Very
Did you feel
occasionally,
it?
there's just like a single small jolt, and you immediately brace like, is there going to be more? Is that phase one?
Waiting for the aftershock.
No, waiting for the proper real shock. Because sometimes a big earthquake, it just has like a tiny little shake before it, and then you get the real one a few seconds later. Fortunately, that didn't happen here. We're still anticipating, just pretty much across all of California, just one gigantic earthquake at some point. As it is creatively named, the Big One. I should move somewhere that's not about to be destroyed in an
To fall into the
unspecified
ocean?
period of time.
Like Atlantis?
Well, the UK is fairly nice. There's
The UK
no
is about to be
earthquakes in
destroyed
them.
by the collapse of the Gulf Stream. It's going to freeze over. It'll be uninhabitable if the Gulf Stream collapses and the Gulf Stream is on the verge
It
of
won't be
collapse.
uninhabitable, it'll just be cold.
No, it'll be uninhabitable. It'll be so
No,
cold you won't be able to live there. All right. I encourage you to do a little research into that contention.
Research into what, Robo? Climate change isn't real.
Right?
For the YouTube transcript, that is a joke. Don't block the stream. Next generation Spore Drive. I don't think that comes to fruition in this show. I don't think they actually build it.
No. Well, it's used at the end of this season, or towards the end of this season. And then they talked about other things. Oh yeah, this guy. Really hate this guy.
Who, Aurelio?
Yeah.
Mr. Tarka. Is that the guy that... Yeah, that's the guy that gets booked to betray everyone.
Yes.
I forget what his motivation is.
He's from a different universe, if I remember rightly.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he's from a parallelogram.
Oh, is that an Ithorian at the con? Oh, that's interesting. Wildly dangerous to just chain a few asteroids together, but hey, it works.
Yep.
Hopefully those connectors are like more stiff and not just cables, so they don't collapse in on themselves. I don't think I would feel comfortable living there.
Yeah, it's a interesting living location for sure.
I think if I lived in the Star Trek universe, I might be content to just chill on the homeworld. Homeworld's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is lovely.
And they fixed the climate.
If you'd be allowed to chill on the home world, you're assuming that you'd be able to get a place to stay.
But I was born on the homeworld. I already live here.
You live here now in this century. No guarantee you'd be living there if you were born in the 24th century or whatever century.
What, am I gonna have to go join one of those cult colonies that like eschews technology? Every
the one
Earth
from Deep Space
colony
Nine?
has something weird going on with it. I could go live in Terra Nova and hang out underground and eat diggers. Now, magistrate is my favorite name for a government official. The US needs to have more magistrates.
We don't. Well, no, we do have magistrates.
We
have
a
lots of
few.
them.
It's not a very common title.
They're like low-level judges. They're like beneath a judge. If you go to traffic court for a civil infraction, you often have a magistrate.
I want magistrate to be used like mayor.
Well, no.
You don't swap the people, just the title. I want the title to change. So magistrate means the leader of a small community or like a city. And then you can rename the judge to something else. It's just a fun word.
I'm not sure that's how language works.
It's how it should work. An automated prison, wow. You can make so much profit off that.
You know,
Reese! Yes, love Reese.
What kind of prison is this? I bet New Zealand isn't protected by inhibitors. The weird part about Tarka is he's from Ryza. Ryza doesn't make scientists. It makes a different profession.
horny people.
It makes
Well, it makes a sort of
friends.
scientist.
Professional friends.
If you understand the internet meaning of scientist, then
Hey,
Yes,
we could get
you need a
another
break.
counselor. Or maybe we can't. There's nobody in Starfleet.
Have a hologram of Marina Sirtis.
Oh no, look, Paul's balding.
Wait, you could do brain scans of people, so you could have a hologram that's empathic. I sense you're very angry. Stop scanning me. I'm angry because you're scanning me.
Is the blue paperclip on his forehead, is that a genetic Ryzian thing, or is that a tattoo they all have?
I'm leaning on tattoo. And something.
Also, that was very rude, Mr. Tarka.
Yep.
It's also incorrect. They don't have feet. I wonder if they can do stunts in these outfits. They look very stiff.
Oh, still have hurricanes though.
On this asteroid?
No on Earth when he was 5, so back in
Oh.
the TOS era.
Yeah, I think they have weather control devices by TNG. I don't remember any mention in TOS though.
Remember when Worf becomes a domestic terrorist and he sabotages the weather control system
Yep.
on Risa?
When he specifically said in DS9 he would never become a terrorist. Again. Chitin's one of those fun words that
Yep.
I've seen it written a lot. Nobody ever says chitin. So Morrowind, I had no idea how to describe what armor I had. You have chitinous.
Yeah, I used to say it as chitin.
Because it looks like chitin.
Yeah.
But it ain't.
Could it be shitting?
Chitin.
Yeah, it's spelled chitin, but it is pronounced chitin.
Okay, I very much identify with Mr. Target here. When I'm at work, this is exactly what I'm doing. I have a pen instead of, I don't know, a detonator. I don't know what he's holding. But I'm constantly just flipping it around 100% of the time. Also, for the YouTube transcript, I'm not identifying with the terrorism part, just the pen flipping. Gross. It's a metaphorical plate of mashed potatoes.
He's not eating cold mashed potatoes.
It's a metaphor.
Metaphor for?
A black hole.
For what, Ryan?
For a black hole. The P is the singularity.
Someone joined. Hello.
Hey, just me.
Oh.
No one
Where'd
special.
you go?
I was trying to figure out where the DMA was coming from.
It came from outs. Well, we know where it came from.
It came from the writer's room.
Well,
It came from
while you guys were
Cthulhu.
sitting, while you guys were sitting around doing
Yeah.
math, I was trying to figure out.
You studied the blade? What?
The blade.
It's a meme.
Oh, the Star Wars thing. Okay.
No, it's
Yep,
not a Star Wars
that's
thing.
exactly what I was referring to. Star Wars. Disa Jedi arriving. Dude, when Ahmed Best, who plays Jar Jar Binks, showed up as a Jedi in one of the new shows, I was so thrilled. I literally yelled at the screen, Disa Jedi arriving. 10 out of 10.
That was perfect because the fans have accepted the lore that he's a Sith Lord, so to have him play a Jedi is highly appropriate. I knew who it was. It's just I didn't because okay. So if you remember, George Lucas didn't use the actor Jar Jar in the final cut of the Phantom Menace. He used the CGI, but they modeled the CGI based upon the human actor's movements. So he was pivotal.
I mean, that is how CG characters work. Like Gollum is still
Yeah,
Andy Serkis, even if he's CG.
True.
I also like how
Gollum-
Ahmed wore a Jar Jar costume, like he had a Jar Jar head
Yep.
prosthetic.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
I guess my point would be that like Andy Serkis's Gollum was like a very like that's when they captured the eye and the lip movements and everything, and they didn't quite do that with Jar Jar. It was just like the body mannerisms and the movements. But you're right, I didn't think about that. That would be the prime example. He also did the voice of Jar Jar, the actor you spoke of. Okay, so that definitely counts. I thought he was just like a choreography
No.
dancer.
It's all Ahmed.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, I didn't know that.
A sandcopter. What? Okay, so yes, because this is Star Trek, this is a lesson about how the prison system is immoral and imprisons people for minor offenses.
And we still do. I don't. I think like the weirdest thing is like when you find evidence that somebody was like wrongfully convicted, the judicial system just goes like, we don't want to proceed with this because that would mean that like
Then
the
we have to
process.
review everybody's proof of innocence.
Right. And that means that maybe like the system itself isn't just. So they're not happy when you try to like appeal a conviction.
Also, their phasers do have a beam setting. They're not showing us the beam.
Yeah.
But it has one. That's really mean that they're not showing us the beam.
I like this because you know Deanna Troy never gets a psychologist really, other than let's say her mother. But here we have the ship's therapist seeking a therapist. It's kind of important to like. There's such a thing as like burnout. Yeah, but anyone who's a caregiver, period, like caring for an older relative or whatever, you get really, especially if it's like one sibling that took care of their parents and the others didn't, or whatever. So you get super jaded, and it's like a thing. caregiver burnout. Especially like with the disease like Alzheimer's or something. Like you're fighting with the person and they're like, I don't live here. Where's my address? Grabbing the
And then
car
you
keys in
smother
the
them
middle of
with
the
a
night.
pillow.
I'm gonna stop from saying yeah, but yeah. Yeah, like we need therapy because we all saw a genocide, you know? Oh, Quajon died. Went to Alderaan already.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was episode 1 of the
Okay,
season.
okay.
Though it didn't get
Quasion
like
went to
sucked into the
Alderaan.
black hole. The black hole just sort of passed
Alderaan.
vaguely nearby, and then it exploded.
Alderaan. See, when you think about A New Hope, the scale of destruction that moment does, basically any planetary destruction is like on the scope of Alderaan.
It's like millions of voices cried out in agony and then were suddenly silenced.
Thank you for the 2009 reference.
2009 reference. That was literally the line in A No Hope.
Oh, A New Hope.
When
No, it wasn't. You
Alderaan
said
was
cried out
destroyed.
in agony. The actual line is cried out in terror.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Close enough. Close
Yes.
enough.
Nope.
Also, in that movie, they mentioned like, oh, they couldn't destroy the planet even if they had half the Imperial fleet.
Yes.
So when they go back in time to Knights of the Old Republic, they don't blow up Terrace. They just bombard it until everyone's dead.
Yep.
It's a good plan.
So what everyone should do in every sci-fi ever.
There's some of the Star Wars cartoons where they like bombard planets and it's just pathetically
glass
weak
them.
bombardment. It doesn't do anything. It's like someone is firing an AK-47 at the planet. There's just these little blips on the ground.
I mean, in that particular Rebels finale episode, that's because he was explicitly trying to extend the bombardment to get Ezra. But yeah, other times it's interesting.
Just blow it up.
This is really candid. You have a time cop telling you that you were reborn for a reason. Like basically what Pike gets. Also.
Yeah, Daniels is really insightful, though we do see that in Enterprise to a fair extent.
Very much so.
I'm glad to see Daniels recovered from getting his face completely twisted by time anomalies. He's
Yeah,
looking
as
much
he does
better these
in
days.
online. Started online, jeez, he becomes incredibly disfigured.
I've never even seen him in Star Trek Online. What happened to him there?
Basically, every time you see him in that, if I remember rightly, it's been a few years, but his face continues to get distorted by interaction with time.
Ow.
I was referring to. Let me post a picture of the guy I was thinking about, and then.
You know, like my
apparently
hair
that's
bleaches
from Star
when I
Trek
swim
Online.
for
Yeah,
in-
dude's not doing great. He cannot catch a break.
You know, one of the best fiction moments I've ever had. Larry Niven, who wrote a animated series episode, famous sci-fi writer. He wrote a book about a comet hitting the Earth, and causing tsunamis and stuff. And so there's a cop in LA. He knows that this, there's a flood coming, tsunami or whatever. It's a little bit more inland, I guess. And he has to release all the prisoners, but he's like, there's one prisoner that I can't release, and he like stalked a girl and maybe like essay and worse. So he says like, but even a rat doesn't deserve to drown. So he releases all the prisoners. Tsunami's coming, and then he shoots that guy dead, and then he takes off his badge and he gives up the whole cop thing.
Actually, find out they do care how many are killed. They just didn't check or look or understand that there's other life in the galaxy.
Not very smart Cthulhu's.
This is like a very
Do you
Picard
care
kind
how
of
many
dilemma.
ants are killed when you're pouring the foundation for your house?
Yeah, no.
Well, it kind of is that conversation of we will not leave even though our planet is going to be destroyed.
But
Yeah, it's also like the Cardassian settlements, in the Maquis settlements in the Cardassian neutral zone. I also like this episode for showing like the one criminal who admits he's guilty, and like, yeah, I killed somebody. I need to reconcile with it, because with our
oh
legal
no, he's
system,
gonna
everyone,
sacrifice himself at the end, isn't he?
your your
Did you forget?
your job is to plead not guilty, even if like you strangled him with your own two hands. Unfortunately, so
Okay,
you could just take the plea.
he pointed to his tattoo. So that tattoo is like the Ryzian symbol for pleasure.
That is the Jarmohan Mogan thing.
Jamaharon.
Jamaharon. Thank
Do
you.
you seek Jamaharon?
Um,
I'm
Not
always
here.
seeking
You better not be seeking
Jamaharan.
Jamaharon here.
seeking Parmak in all the wrong places. That's definitely my life.
Looking for love in Alderaan places.
Parmak.
So yeah, the joke is the scene where Luke and Leia kiss, looking for love in Alderaan places. Alderaan.
Almost as creepy as Indiana Jones.
Look, they have one thing in common. George Lucas.
One thing I like about this arc, spoilers ahead, audience, by the way. It's part of science is being wrong, and basically all 5 shows of Star Trek was of like, hey, this, we figured out the science and it's right. Here they take a massive gamble that the anomaly can be destroyed, and we're stupider than we know, actually, and that's what science is about. We're really dumbasses.
You have to be stupider than you think.
Yeah.
Than you know, because if that's like inherent, I guess.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is though, our heroes are just genius scientists. Even Michael Burnham's like a great scientist. The Discovery crew is just great science all across the board. We've had 2 genius scientists already in 2 seasons. The guy in the wheelchair for Osira, and this guy. They're really the same character.
Okay, this
if
is
you
highly
ask me.
unprofessional.
Indeed.
Don't quip
God,
me,
I love
Reno.
her each time she. Yeah, but I love her every time she's on screen.
Oh.
She's got way too little screen time.
The other villain from last season, I hate to define him by his incapacity, but the guy in the wheelchair, he had a husband, right, or something that he lost. He was queer,
Sure.
right? Because this guy has a friend who it's kind of implied they're like maybe a little bit more than friends. I mean, they could just be comrades in battle or something.
They
but
were roommates.
They
were roommates in prison, cellmates.
No,
right?
but there was something else going on. They were very deep friends. It doesn't have to be sexual, but it was very.
They were platonic
very-
life partners.
Very good friends
There is
who
room for
shared a
flaw here,
living
though.
space.
They can wait an hour, surely. Just 1
Platonic
hour.
life
That's all they
partners,
need
too.
to wait.
I'm just saying they loved each other very much. That's all. We don't have to put a label on it.
I think we do need to put a label on it because you're insisting we put a label on it.
I'm just trying to figure out if the
That'll drop.
guy in the wheelchair was the same thing. Because it's one thing to have a gay villain, This guy's kind of like a hero. Well, it's arguable if he's a hero or not. This scientist.
He didn't say it.
See,
Oh yeah,
he didn't say
He
it.
didn't say
Thank
it?
you,
he
Ryan.
doesn't say it. Just he believes that he deserves the punishment.
We're done here. It's really sweet. He gives back that memento to Burnham, to give back to the family. I'm like tearing up a little bit.
You can
Also,
tell
like-
he's the main character among these prisoners because he's the only one that's human.
I love the set, by the way. I love the outside, like shit's on fire. DMA's about to destroy everyone, and this guy's
So when
like,
you have
"I forgot my suitcase."
Whoever's gonna need the most screen time needs to have the least amount of time in the makeup chair.
Is that the golden snitch?
It is. First thing that happens when you get to jail is they strip you down, they check your mouth, they check your cavities, and then they
Very
Have you
nice of
been
them
to
to do some
jail?
dental work for you.
No, fortunately, but you can't smuggle your murder victim's memento with
Are you
you in
sure?
jail. I'm
Have
pretty
you
sure.
tried?
Yeah, have you
Fortunately
tried?
not. Fortunately not. But this doesn't make sense, but okay.
Hey, Mark, if you needed to smuggle a small 2-inch orb into prison that came from your murder victim, how would you do it?
You would have to have it really up there. It's
Wow.
about that size too.
By my troth, your inquiry smacks more of a Cardassian subterfuge than my civilized notions. Me? I'd sooner hide a humpback in a haversack.
Sorry. But I love the jail setup here. You know, they're like little force fields that like face each other, so you all can look at like how guilty you are. The stigma is like on display. You're like a cage zoo animal.
This whole prison seems wildly excessive. Look how big this complex is. There's 5 people here.
It's a maximum security prison.
It's a maximum security prison for a guy who went for a joyride on a dune buggy.
Yeah.
So Captain Picard?
Yeah.
I think. Do you remember the Edo Society? And it's like the 3rd episode of TNG or something, or maybe the 4th or 5th.
Yeah, the people,
Yep.
Well, yeah.
in
the
famous Gene
Draconian.
Roddenberry fashion, the people who are half naked the whole time.
Yes. And giving each other massages and frolicking through
Yes.
San Francisco.
Massages.
And they're all blonde and gorgeous too.
They're all Swedish.
Yeah. I.e., perfect society. Northern European socialism. Sweden took all the money from its oil and put it into a sovereign wealth fund. And that's how they pay for Social Security retirement and disability in their country.
Sweden went all in on passive income.
So, I mean, you could say Gene Roddenberry is being racist by having Nordic blondes being the perfect society, or you could say maybe we already have utopia, and maybe heaven is a place on earth. It's not hard to like feed your people.
I mean, he's not wrong. It's an accurate description.
We did just wait 5 minutes.
Maybe we could do it not on our starship. Can we put like a reactor on some asteroid or something? Do we have to do it here?
This is a really great scene with the music and the power overload. Like we get warp core overloads all the time in Star Trek, but never quite like.
You know, Discovery, it just occurred to me because you said that. Discovery doesn't have a single coolant leak in the main engineering core.
True, they don't have a warp core ejection either, right?
They do
To
actually.
figure that.
They have an ejection
Okay.
at the end of season 3.
Okay. Yeah, to knock them out of the black hole, right, or something.
Well, that was 2009.
Oh, or sorry, I'm confusing all my. I think they use the same like black hole, like nebula background. Or sorry, I'm confusing that with the Lower Decks black hole nebula thing reused in 1 or 2 seasons. It's like a little racetrack that leads up to a black hole. Plot twist.
Wow, a self-sacrifice. Who could have seen this coming? What a twist.
Or a criminal who's not a bad person. Like, what?
Well, I mean, he
Since
did
when did
kill
that
a
happen?
guy.
He is sorry. Okay, we all make mistakes. Are you just gonna hold that against him for the rest of his life?
Yeah.
I think. Anyway, depends on how it was and everything. But I believe, like most murders, again, please do not do anything stupid, audience. 30 years is what you get for murder. Like, you can is reasonably expect to get out after 30 years. At which point, all your loved ones will have forgotten about you. So, please do not do anything stupid. But in other words, we equate a murder with 30 years. It's kind of where it like the math comes out to, I believe. So that's
Depends
what I'm
on the
saying.
circumstances.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. But what I'm saying is, though, I feel like
How
if this
many
guy
years
did
do you
30
get if
years,
they deserved it?
you should never get out because
Was it self-defense or did they just deserve it?
They just deserved it. They suck. They
Was it in?
microwave
Was it
fish.
in the? Was it
that's for 12.
premeditated or was it
That's for
heat of
yeah.
the
No,
moment?
that's for 12 jurors to decide and
Okay,
everything
hang on.
like that.
Here's the
Yeah.
specific
So like,
scenario.
there's
Your
literally a
coworker-
movie about this. It's called The Time to Kill.
Yeah.
Your coworker microwaves fish every day. You've been plotting for the last 6 months
Oh
how to
my
murder them.
God.
You do it, you get caught. Do you get prison?
It's up to a jury, and
I
I think a jury would give you like
think yes.
5 years.
They've been
or something.
microwaving it for that full 6 months as well. They never stopped.
Jury does not decide on the length of the sentence, by the by. That's the judge.
Thank you so much.
That's one of the rules about The Office is that you never microwave seafood in the communal
Oh
microwave.
my God. Robo, we mean alive.
What?
We mean microwaving the goldfish alive.
No,
I just meant
You never
eating fish.
microwave
Oh,
fish.
I thought you meant
seafood
someone
in
was like
the-
killing innocent creatures, and that's why you killed
No.
the roommate.
They brought a lovely fish
No.
fillet to work and microwaved it.
Ew.
A lightly fried fish fillet.
Well,
Sure.
in that case, no jury would vote to convict you. I might be like the one person on, and I would cast a dissenting vote, knowing I was the dissenting vote. But no jury would vote to convict you. I'd be the one person who'd like, yes, 30 years. You killed a person over a fish sandwich.
Not a fish. 5 days a week.
Oh my God.
6 months.
You probably deserve it. You probably deserve it. I don't think I'd vote to convict. Thank you, Ryan, for clarifying the hypothetical.
Frankly, I think microwaves should be banned at work for all purposes. And I guess unless
Period.
you have a shared break room, but
No, I agree.
my office has a microwave just in the work area and it's awful.
People at my job like to burnt popcorn, and it stanks for like miles.
Yeah. What?
They like to burn the popcorn like in the microwave, so everyone has to smell it. Like charred popcorn, basically. Anyway, sorry. This guy's hair looks charred. So you know, your you don't have to share your burden with everyone.
Well, if you didn't want to be behind walls, you could have come with us, dude.
But
you know, Star Trek's
think it's
really
good
into
to-
suicide. Actually, a lot of
Yeah.
characters just
Yeah.
kill themselves.
Samurai.
Yeah.
Like Quinn,
Data.
the Q who wanted to die.
Yeah. And I'm saying Spock
John
and Data
Delancey
too.
gave
They
him some hemlock because that was a little on the nose. Writers, really hemlock for our philosopher man.
Very nice, very nice, very nice.
Yeah.
But Spock's original character arc was to die for the ship, and then Data's original character arc was to die in Nemesis. It is a little bit too much that like ship out of danger. Yeah. But I mean, self-sacrifice is heroic, right? Christianity didn't invent that per se.
Did they intentionally make this character look like Native American?
Yeah, I think the
Is
actor
it
might
a Native American
accent.
character?
I think his accent is.
I think he's an alien.
Dialect?
They just didn't put the makeup on him.
Yeah.
No, but his cadence
'Cause-
is very Native American, or at least television speaking Native American. But the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, Ryan. That's what Star Trek's about.
He is Michael Gray Eyes.
That's
He is a Native American word that I don't know how to pronounce. Plains Cree from Muskeg Lake Cree Nation in Saskatchewan, Canada.
Oh wow, cool. So he's a official.
If he's from Canada, then does that make him First Nations and not Native American?
So
I
fun
don't know.
fact:
Is that?
if
I guess you're still Native American.
Yeah,
but
He is
native
native
tribes
to
have
the Americas.
those tribes
Right.
have recognition, legal recognition in both U.S. and Canadian law.
have-
Yeah.
So they're treated the same. So you can get food stamps in the U.S. for being that tribe, and you can get it in the
But
Canada.
I guess what I'm saying
Wikipedia
is
does specifically list them
in-
as First Nations.
Yeah, I think in Canada they call them First Nation.
Okay, but you called it though. You understood his accent from his ethnic background. So.
Oh, I
Well,
don't
you
have
can also just
audio
look
on,
at the
but I just
guy.
saw his
I mean-
look. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Their cadence comes from the Spanish ruled like the Americas way before American English arrival. So they incorporate a lot of like that halting kind of
Oh,
form.
savage, Michael.
Yeah.
Sick burn. Do you think they
Michael
stop
Burnham's a
saying sick
great
burn in the
character.
future because it brings up bad memories?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, possibly.
See, look how much nicer this bed is than Tilly's. It's like a cot.
Yeah. But
This is a
also, Tilly's an
full-size proper
ensign,
bed.
and these guys are both senior officers. So
But like, she's got the room for it. There's space
True,
in her
true, true.
quarters.
there's a replicator is gonna make those molecules the same way. And you know what I
Remind
say?
you of someone?
Does it? Does what remind me of what? What?
We don't get
He's being so cinema-minded about his work. Remind you of someone? Yes, it's talking about you, Stamets.
You know what I'm saying? We don't get a lot of pillow talk in like TNG. Like the characters.
Pillow
are, like-
talk?
yeah, like couples.
Like whether you
just-
can smother people with them?
No. I mean what's going on the screen right now, which is like couples talking in baby language to each other.
So I'm trying to adjust somebody's volume, and the slider goes 79, 81, and this is very frustrating.
Yeah.
I hate sliders. Why can't I not just use a scroll wheel or like just type a number in?
Thanks, writers, for summarizing the whole predicament.
I'm gonna turn
brushed
my
our teeth
mouse
together in
DPI
season
down
1,
and see
episode
if
4.
I can get just 1%. No, I turned the DPI of my mouse all the way down, and it's like, nope, you cannot.
Okay, here's what you need
Is
to
it
do.
the
You need to
airlock?
turn down the resolution on the monitor so that it's physically bigger on the screen, like it's more zoomed in.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Oh no, you can just the DPI. Just increase the DPI.
No, it's not your mouse. If you change the resolution, it might help the slider.
I can barely hear you, ear review. Let me turn you back up.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
Yeah, that's good.
Zora is becoming sentient.
Why does Michael look like she wants to murder Zora?
Yeah. Because usually when the computer becomes sentient, we get Moriarty or something.
I mean, that's the whole reason we went to the future, because a computer
Yes.
went sentient on us.
Right.
But it's a good sentience because she was raised by the Discovery crew, and they're so wholesome and loving and caring and friendly and all those things.
Also, this sphere
She
data chose us, so they already liked us to begin with. The aggregate sum of knowledge. But it's the
Oh, the
same
act-
trickiness, right?
They didn't do the CGI quite the same scale, so the actor's just looking into thin air.
Yeah, this was a budget CGI.
It's
But
the CGI is fine. It's just that they didn't put it in the right spot, so she's not actually looking
Yeah.
at it.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I'm so
Soma,
used to watching.
I hate the TAM so much. War Thunder. Anyway, sorry. Someone just took a shot at me.
There's a lot of branches here. How does it choose which people to display?
Yeah. It's the ones that you care about. Your common ancestors.
See, she's not looking at it. She's looking to the side. It's not there.
Amazing set, by the way. I love this restaurant.
Here's the start of.
It's
a
trees
good
and,
story, but I hate it so much.
See, those feel contradictory.
It's well written. It's
Yeah.
relatively well written, but I just hate it. I can't deny that it's well written. I just hate the storyline.
All right.
You know, my best friend moved away when I was in kindergarten, and I want to just destroy the space-time fabric to get into an alternate timeline to be with him.
I think
It just broke my heart that I didn't have a friend in kindergarten. I don't know. I mean, this person doesn't understand grief, right? Like, you lose people. I hate to be callous about it, right? But losing people is kind of part of life.
The Metrons from TOS, the Nicene
TOS,
from...
yes.
I think the Nicene is the
Lincoln.
proper name of species 8472.
No,
course,
they were the
the-
ones, I believe, who brought... sorry, go ahead.
Oh, they're the caretakers, right. And then, of course, the Iconians with their weird gateway stuff.
Yeah.
The Metrons also, their whole thing in TOS is that they were a pacifist society, and they like forced the Enterprise to stop fighting someone. I don't think it was the Klingons. Maybe it was. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then in Deep Space Nine, the Metron Consortium is a weapons dealer. In the episode where Quark becomes an arms dealer.
Oh, funny. But in in TOS, they're one of like the Q-like species also. So.
Yeah, they're non-corporeal.
Yeah. They had
That
the
was
Trillian thing
quite a
going.
deliberate rub.
Very subtle TV show. Is he from the Mirror Universe? Is that an agonizer?
It's from a different universe.
I totally forgot about Daniels' disfigurement. I just looked at the Discord. So thank you guys for bringing back like that.
Yeah.
The good memories of weird, twisted, prosthetic man. All right, so what happens with the next episodes? Let me look them up. Discovery Season 4... Stormy Weather.
I like Bucknet.
Stormy Weather is... I have no idea. I'm scrolling through it. I don't know what this is. Okay, what happens in But to Connect?
I remember I like it. I don't remember the top of my head what it is.
There's the butterfly people. Gray is back. Oh, we get the big council chamber scene in
Yes.
Starfleet headquarters where we get to see. I need to keep an eye out because I didn't see them the first time. Apparently, there's a Xindi in there somewhere.
Insectoid? Reptilian?
I
Aquatic?
I think it was either a reptilian or an insectoid.
Someone whether
Aquatic
through
would be
into
hard to
the
miss, eh?
the rift, the subspace rift, to look up for information.
Ah. And then all in where Book and Tarka and
Yep.
Michael, they all go to a bar.
Yep. This is where we start getting the chasing book part of the season.
All right. Cool beans. Go away.
Thank you, Ryan.
We're done.
Chat. Hire the viewer.
We're done
Have
when
a
I say
lovely
we're
evening.
done.
You too.